I was barely hitting 1K subs, but after getting your program, I almost immediately, within like 2, 3 weeks, I started like skyrocketing. I was trying so hard in my other videos. I was going overboard with scripting, with filming, editing. I was like burned out. And I didn't understand why that one video got like so many views compared to my other ones. They were stuck at like 100 views, and this one went to like 15K. I think I will still be confused. I will probably still be burned out. If it's going to lead you to where you want to be, if you think it's going to, just do it because you'll never know until you actually try it. That's what I was thinking. I was scared of like reaching out to AJ, but then when I did, I was like, okay, I think I can actually do it. So honestly, just do it because if you don't, you're probably gonna regret never trying or not finding out.
Just wanted to say if you're a coach, consultant, or an expert and you want to sign more clients using YouTube, therefore generating more qualified leads and, potentially 2 to 5x in your business revenue, which is the typical results that I try to achieve for my clients long term, then there's going to be a link in the description to work with me. With that being said, back to the client interview.
Well, my full name is Estefania, but I go by Niapsyche. I talk about manifestation on YouTube and I help people rewire their limiting beliefs or their subconscious mind and help them manifest whatever they desire. So, relationship, an income, whatever you can think of.
What was the start of your YouTube journey before actually working with me?
Well, I was barely hitting 1K subs, but after getting your program, I almost immediately, within like 2, 3 weeks, I started like skyrocketing. My videos got more clear. I knew who I had to talk to. I went from being at 1K to 8K now. So that's like a big thing that I never thought I would like even be saying because I was stuck at like 1K for so long. I've been doing YouTube for years, but yeah, it really
I
helped
literally
me.
remember when I literally remember when you joined and you was at like I think 1K subs, but you were telling me you were stuck there for so long, and like you had one video that did pretty well. I think it hit like 10K views, but
Yeah, it was the
you were
only
like
one.
yeah, but you were like you didn't know how to do it again, and you didn't know why it did so well, and you were confused, and
Yeah, I was so confused because
yeah.
it was like an accidental blow up, I guess you could say. And it's like I was trying so hard in my other videos. I was going overboard with scripting, with filming, editing. I was like burned out. And I didn't understand why that one video got like so many views compared to my other ones. They were stuck at like 100 views, and this one went to like 15K. But there's psychology behind it, there's like science behind it and all of these things that I didn't understand. But yeah, it was accidental and now I understand more that you have to like talk to like an audience. You have to be very specific about who you're talking to, and also the way you
Mhm.
word things is very important too.
Yeah, especially like titles and like thumbnails and stuff. I
Oh
feel like we
yeah, that
got
was
really tight on those,
oh
but then
yeah, that
also
was like a
video
big
came.
issue. That was a big issue for me, especially like the titles, because no one's gonna, they could see maybe a nice thumbnail, but if the title looks boring and like even the intro is boring, they're gonna like click off and move on with their day. So that was a big issue for me, like the keywords with the titles.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Um,
I remember, I think we didn't speak for like 2 weeks, and you didn't post for like 2 weeks, I'm pretty sure. And
I
then you came out
know.
of nowhere and you actually executed the idea that I suggested, like, I think somewhere in the first few weeks. It was like
Hmm.
you go for morning walks or something like that. And I was like, why don't
Yeah.
you, not every time, but why don't you record yourself on a morning walk and just talk about whatever video topic that you had planned out and stuff? And then you did
Mhm.
that, and that video took off.
I remember that. I was thinking, you know what? The only thing was I wanted it to look nice, like the background, being indoors, but I thought to myself, well, like I got the idea from you. Like, what if I just be a little bit more authentic and like go on walks, and talk about manifestation? So that one video, it was not scripted. It was nothing, but I was being authentic with what I was talking about. And I went on a run that day, and literally the editing wasn't that bad either. So I came home, edited. It seemed pretty clear. I didn't really expect anything and it just blew up. I think it's like almost at 90K right now. But that was like a big thing
Yeah.
for me because literally I went from getting 100 views to like 90K. That's crazy.
Yeah, that video really blew up. And I knew it was blowing up when it came up on like my page. Because like I think my YouTube is just mainly just entertainment stuff. Probably you could say
Really.
borderline brain rot. But then I
Oh
saw
my
your
God.
video come up and I was like, oh, she posted and it said like 6 hours, but it had more views than I know you normally get. So then
Mm-hmm.
I think I went to message you and then I was like, yo, this video is gonna go crazy. It must
I
be 1 out of
know.
10.
Literally, I know. I was honestly shocked, but at the same time, I kind of expected that, with the whole getting clear with who you're talking to. The title was also very clickable, I guess you could say. Like 15 years of manifestation in 7 minutes. It's
Yeah.
like all of the information in just 7 minutes also. Yeah.
Yeah, that creates the massive contrast. It's almost like you made a title that is so good. If they didn't click it, they'll feel like they'll be missing out. Because how can they
Yeah,
gain
exactly.
15 years of knowledge in like 9 minutes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And also, I think the thumbnail had a lot to do with it, but it was very simple. It was just my face, and the background was like nature, and then little
Yeah.
words that said live as if. That's it. It was not anything crazy, but it
I
kind of
feel
like
like a
drew
lot of people,
curiosity.
yeah, yeah. I was gonna say, I feel like a lot of people overcomplicate thumbnails. Like, I know some people did, and I know you did this one time. I think you were making like these crazy ass thumbnails. There was like three different images. There was text. There was so much going on, and I was just like,
I remember
I promise.
that.
I was like, I promise. If we just make this super super simple, like it will just work. And then
Yeah,
that's literally what you did. And plus, it plays into the authenticity. Like if you have a super done up thumbnail, but then a raw video
yeah.
inside, it doesn't really match or make sense.
Yeah, that's so
So
true.
yeah,
I did struggle with the thumbnails a lot. Like sometimes I would stay up late at night just practicing how to make thumbnails, but it's always the simplest ones that have like good keywords that do the best, But I think it's
yeah,
just when you're trying too hard, it draws away people.
100%, 100%. And it's funny that you mentioned like you didn't expect anything from the video. I feel like when a lot of
No.
people like get onto YouTube, probably even at the start for you, you were like especially the first few videos we made together, you were probably expecting so much, and then when they didn't perform, you were deflated, and then
Yeah.
that probably demotivated you from either continuing or being consistent or just genuinely being motivated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
So I
true.
feel so I feel like relying on like external factors to stay motivated is just not a good idea.
No, it's not. I mean, you had to kind of keep the end goal in your mind. Like, even if you don't see the results, eventually you will because
Yeah.
you're putting in the work behind closed doors. There's like a science or a psychology to like making videos. It's literally similar to watching a movie. You don't just make a movie like with a lot of random stuff. It's like a science. It's all organized to make it intriguing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. And I was gonna say there's a few parts to creating like one video. So like you've got the idea what you're actually going to talk about, and then the
Hmm.
scripting, and then you have the recording, then you have the editing and stuff like that. When you
Yeah.
first started, I feel like I remember clearly you spent a lot of time editing,
Yeah.
a ridiculous amount of time editing that I thought, no,
I would take
this
2 days
we can't
to
go on
edit
like this.
sometimes. Two
Two
days to edit.
days.
Yeah. I
That's
think I just
insane.
overthought it too much, but I think the whole editing gets easier when you organize sort of the message. Like you organize it, you come up with an idea. And when you're coming up with an idea, make sure there's like you can make different titles on that idea. So not just one in case that title doesn't do good. But the main idea is there. So the main idea, then the good intro, then how you can help people, and also add in stories is very important, either personal or things that you heard, because people like to just they like stories.
Hmm.
And the outro, I don't think it matters that much, but yeah, the point is I think you have to just get organized with like all the stuff that you're going to say, and then the editing gets easier. But I think it's just practicing it, because if you don't do it, you're never gonna like get better. It's kind of like knowing all the information, but you can know so much, but if you don't put it to practice, then you can't improve.
Big facts, big facts. And
Yeah.
I was gonna say, how much times a week was you actually posting?
Before, I would overthink it so much, like even the scripting. I don't really script anymore. I just do bullet points. So whatever I need to touch on, I'll do a bullet point on it. But that would take
Yeah,
me so long, and I would end up making just not even a video a week. Sometimes I would skip a week and then I would just be like, okay, you know what? I'll post next week. So I would procrastinate. I think like the procrastination thing I kind of got rid of.
yeah, yeah. So
And
how
now,
much are you
yeah.
actually posting now?
Now I post them 2 videos a week. They're 10, 15-minute videos. And then sometimes I'll post like short forms. But I'm more consistent now because I don't burn out with editing. I just edit
Yeah,
for like
yeah.
an hour, not even like 40 minutes and there.
Like so much people spend a lot of their time on the wrong part of the process. Like for you, it was editing. And I know a lot of people spend a
Hmm.
lot of time on editing and or even a lot of money because they think editing is what's going to help them. But
Yeah.
it's more of the idea and what you're
Mhm.
going to say, but more importantly, how you're going to say it and frame it and package it. And then obviously you got the title, the thumbnail. All those things are way more important than the editing, way more important than actually scripting the video word for word. Because
Yeah,
that was something I
exactly.
feel like we used to do. And I was like, just
I
do
did
bullet
used to do
points.
that. I used to write paragraphs on my notes app, paragraph
Yeah.
after paragraph.
I remember you showing me on the course. That was
That
insane.
was so
I was like,
bad. No.
you're actually scripting word for word.
I
And it
was
was
like,
just so hard for you to
yes,
keep up with.
that's true. But no, I got easier over time because it's just about the main idea. And what I also struggled with is like keeping like my words on the main idea, like talking about the main idea, because then I will start sidetracking. I'll start talking about
Mhm.
something completely different that has nothing to do with the video. But like always just bring yourself back to the idea, because people only care about like how you can help them, you know? Like if your video is going to help them,
Facts,
if they're going to get the results that are in the title, all of those things. So you have to make sure
facts.
all of that's in the video too.
I know when you started as well, you never had like, I don't think you were even monetized by YouTube. I don't think you have the
Mm-mm.
paid community that you have now.
Mm-mm.
You didn't have anything. And I know you started doing, well, once you blew up, I know you did like a one off, one to one calls.
Yeah, I was doing one-on-one calls for about a month. It was for November. It was called the frequency fall, something like that. And
Oh, yeah, that was a sick one.
yeah, frequency, even though it was in November. But I did that, and honestly, I didn't really expect it, but like I was getting a lot of clients on like rewiring their subconscious mind. Some of them wanted to manifest an SP, but it was just like one video calls, and I think that made me about for now. But then after I was like, why don't I just make a community of like people that can um also that are like-minded and that also want to rewire their subconscious mind to manifest so and so or whatever they want. So I ended up doing that, and that community has made me well, since I started, which is not long ago, it's made me probably like I don't want to say numbers, but like it's made me
But
some good
it's
money
just the
though.
fact that you were able to actually start something that can make you money. Like I feel like that's where a lot of
Yeah,
people never get to. They never get to the stage where they get enough views or they build a audience that they can actually monetize. I think that
yeah.
is the hardest stage right there. And that's what you were able to, cultivate and build.
Mm-hmm.
So I think from here on, it's basically all up to you. It's
Yeah,
basically
pretty
all up
much
to you.
because the audience is
The hard
there.
work's done.
Yeah, it's there. Well, since I got monetized, I probably have made more than I got monetized not long ago either, but that was a big thing for me. I always wanted to get paid for my videos because I was just trying so hard making videos and like seeing no progress, but I was able to get to that. And when I got to that, it kind of felt normal, like I kind of needed this, to like help me keep going after so much like struggle and burnout. I'm like, finally, like I get something out of all of this.
Yeah. You know, as you were like going through the program or whatever, especially when you started or before you started, did you have any doubts with YouTube actually working for you?
Mm, I think I did. I did mainly because I
Mhm.
mean it's like a part of like limiting belief. If there's people in your surrounding that um just know struggle and only know making money off of like a 9 to 5 or burning yourself out, then it can like seem different. So like yeah, I did have limiting beliefs around that. I felt very unmotivated sometimes, but I just still kept going because if there's people out there doing that, like you, Nero, then why can't I? At first I did doubt, but I think just kept pushing through, even though you don't see results. At the end, you do see results. It's like bound to happen if you put in the work. It's like if you were to exercise like a lot and eat good, eventually you're going to see the results. It's like impossible not to.
Facts, facts. Unless you stop and like have pizza for like 3 days in a row, you
Yeah,
probably undo a
exactly.
bunch of the progress that you would like that you were building up towards, and you have to start again.
Yeah, exactly. Just like staying like persistent and consistent with it. Even when you don't see the results, eventually you will.
Yeah. Last question.
hmm
Um, if you never actually received any of my help, where do you think you would be right now?
I think I will still be confused. I will probably still be burned out with the editing.
Oh
And
yeah.
I'll probably still be scripting. Oh my God. I would probably be confused with especially the thumbnails and the titles, because that was a big thing for me. I think I overthought too much of that. But there is certain words that you have to use in your thumbnails that catch
Mhm.
more attention, that make your videos more clickable. I don't know, to be honest. I probably would have still been in the same position I was in, or that you found me in.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
How do you think I was though? Like when you first found me, I was like burnt
You
out,
know,
no?
when I first found you, it looked good on the outside, apart from like the consistency in your posting. But then once I
hmm
started speaking with you, I was just like, oh, she's just doing whatever and doing whenever. Like, you never knew when you were going to upload. You had a long process that could have been cut down and made easier, like the
hmm
scripting, the editing. I think you were even putting captions on your videos at one point, like
Yeah.
like it's
I
short form content. Like it was like a 15-minute video, and you'd have captions, and you'd watch it through to make sure the spelling's correct, and like so many spellings
Oh
would be
my
wrong, and you'd have to
God.
correct it and stuff.
I remember
Yeah,
that.
I
Oh my God.
remember. I remember.
Wow. Damn. That's how you know I grew though. I grew from your program
Yeah,
because I
facts.
forgot about that. Like that was horrible.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that you were doing some of the stuff that you were doing. Honestly, I couldn't believe. I was just like, yeah, just. I was just like, don't do that, do this, don't do that, do this, don't do that, do this, and then like eventually it
Literally.
all worked out.
Yeah, it all worked out, honestly. Like I don't think I no, I would have still been doing the same thing if I didn't get your program.
Yeah, yeah. But apart from that, leave them with a last few with some with a sentence or two that if they're on the edge of whether working with me or not.
Whether when they're on the edge of working with you, like whether they're on the edge of
Yeah,
working with you.
yeah,
I
yeah,
say
yeah.
just do it. Even if you get like a thought, should I not? If it's going to lead you to where you want to be, if you think it's going to, just do it. Because you'll never know until you actually try it. That's what I was thinking. I was scared of like reaching out to AJ. But then when I did, I was like, okay, I think I can actually do it. So honestly, just do it because if you don't, you're probably gonna regret never trying or not finding out if it works out or not.
Just wanted to say if you're a coach, consultant, or an expert and you want to sign more clients using YouTube, therefore generating more qualified leads and, potentially 2 to 5x in your business revenue, which is the typical results that I try to achieve for my clients long term, then there's going to be a link in the description to work with me. With that being said, back to the client interview.